Do you know Mac Miller? Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
A theater to watch my movies. Couple whips.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Idea podcast. We're a couple of Wisconsin boys who know deer, woods, bush lattes. Actually, I'm switching to Yingling Light. And bad decisions we are headed out west, and apparently we have no idea what we are getting ourselves into. And today we've got a guy who's either going to help us kill an elk this fall or watch us suffer trying to kill an elk. So enjoy this episode.
This right here is the No Idea Podcast with your hosts, the Sturgis Brothers, two guys from northern Wisconsin talking hunting, fishing, and outdoor equipment. So crack a bush latte, kick back, and enjoy the show. No Idea.
All right, Scott, before we even start, be honest with us, right? We've talked about this before we went live, but you've hunted elk, you've been in the mountains, you've been in Montana, you've packed out bulls and cows, but after meeting me, hanging out with me at seminary, and then knowing my brother, watching my brother and I on YouTube, are we actually ready for this? Or are we going to be crying halfway up the first ridge on that Saturday of opening morning?
You'll be feeling it.
I feel like he's being polite.
I think so too.
I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah. How many flatlanders from Wisconsin show up thinking they're ready, but you take them out and by day two, they wish they'd stayed home?
Well, my friend grew up in Wisconsin. The guy who went the first time with us. Yeah. But we're all getting older now, so we're starting to feel it more.
Yeah. Right. All right. So today we've got a guy who's either going to help us kill an elk or watch us suffer trying to kill an elk. But joining us is Scott, my good friend from seminary. Scott, thanks for being here. And before we talk elk, let's give our listeners a quick version of who you are again. Like, where did you grow up? Elk hunting, how long have you been elk hunting? First elk, biggest bull. Why do you love elk hunting?
Okay. Well, I grew up in northern Minnesota hunting about anything I could, rifle or archery. But the first elk hunt, I was in my 40s. A friend of mine said, "You ever thought elk hunting?" I said, "Well, yeah, but it's not possible. It's so far away." And he said he wanted to go. And I said, "Well, I did buy a wall tent from a friend recently, so I got that." So anyways, in 2004, we did some research, came out to the Missouri Breaks and hunted elk, an archery elk hunting trip. And we saw elk. I took a shot at a bull my very first day hunting. Missed him, of course. Found out that for archery elk, you absolutely have to have a rangefinder.
Okay.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
But then after that, we started connecting with bulls and cows, both into breaks. But then in 2010, we didn't get drawn for the breaks. See, it's a lottery to get into that area, even for non-residents. It was back then. And we didn't get drawn, so we still had a general tag. So we did some research, and a friend knew a friend who put us on to where I'm going to take you guys in Southwest Montana in the Snowcrest Range.
Mm-hmm.
And that first trip there, then I shot my first bull with my bow, archery hunting. And that was just a lot of fun. He was only 5 yards away when I shot him.
Oh, wow.
And he was way up high. And it was a fairly nice day, but the next day when we ended up to pack out the rest of the meat, I cut him up on the spot, hung the meat in the trees in bags, and then took a load down. And when I got down, it was raining. The next morning, though, there was snow on the ground, a little bit where we camped. And then when we got up to where the elk was, there was 5 inches of snow, and this was September 9th. So you never know what you're going to get. When you guys are out there, we're going to be out there in October, the end of October. So you just a little bit of a thing for gear. You want clothing from 80 to -8.
Oh, geez.
Anywhere in between, layers and things like that. It could be hot and it could be really cold. We've camped there and the water bottles had been frozen in the morning when you wake up in the tent.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, all of that.
Well-
my wife is going to be so impressed by the way I smell when I get back from
Oh
this
my
thing, I
God, it's
think.
gonna be awesome. All right, now let's help a bunch of Midwest whitetail hunters understand what on earth is Adam and I getting into.
Okay, so Scott, pretend we know nothing because seriously, we
have no idea.
have no idea.
No idea what we're doing.
Everything that we
idea.
think we know is based off of YouTube. And I as soon as we got pulled that night when I sat on the couch and our tag got pulled, I watched, I think, 9 episodes of Meat Eater in a row. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be an expert. But obviously there's even YouTube. It used to be, there was Hollywood, but there's YouTube and then there's reality.
Right.
So like, let's just start with the basics. What makes elk hunting so different than whitetail hunting?
Well, the way I elk hunt, and I'm different than most elk hunters. I really am. I hunt all day long. I don't go out in the morning, glass, and then if you don't see anything, come back for lunch. We're not going to be back at camp at noon eating. We're going to be moving.
Okay.
And there's lots of people say, "Oh, you bust them out." Oh, well, there's all kinds of things that are different. But I've shot so many elk in the middle of the day, just being out there, that moving around, being in them, being where they're at. So that's how I hunt. The other thing is all those videos you saw on calling, that's fine if you want to call, but this is rifle season, so that's even later. I don't call. I tried it early on. I have a buddy who's really good at it. He's called them in during archery season in the rut, but I don't. I have a hoochie mama that I might give a blow on once in a while. That you push it and it makes a noise like a cow elk. I've never called in an elk I've shot.
Yeah, but what?
What do you have?
I have never called in an elk.
No,
What was it?
What do you have?
We got to back up. A hoochie
What's
mama?
that?
Did you say a hoochie mama?
Hoochie mama, look it up. Yeah, it's it's a call. It's an elk call.
Okay.
It's
Just wanted to clarify. I thought
push
so.
with your thumb.
Yeah,
What's that?
I know you're a retired pastor now, but I'm like, what's a hoochie mama?
Well, come to elk camp and you'll find out.
I guess so.
That's awesome.
So what's like, as first timers, again, we have this kind of an idea what it is or what we think it is, but what do you think is a big misconception that we have coming into this?
Yeah, and I don't know about the misconception. It's so different than whitetail hunting. I go back to Minnesota each year to whitetail hunt. I do it with my kids and my daughter-in-law, and it's fun. But you're sitting in a stand, which is fine. Here you're on the move all day. I don't sit very long in one place, unless I see something or glassing and trying to plan what I'm going to do next. I'm kind of on the move the whole time. So, I don't know, a misconception, not a misconception, but the number one thing is get good boots.
Okay.
And walk in them.
Here we go.
And walk in them and walk in them. I can't emphasize that enough. And I started out like my friend talked about. He had some Irish setters that first year, and I had some Rockies, and they worked okay. And I wore out my Rockies eventually, and they make good boots. And he would use his Danner at times, but I've moved to the Meindl boots.
Meindl. How do you spell that?
Miendl or Neindli or E. I don't know. They're a German boot.
Okay.
Canatrix makes good ones too, but a stiff boot. The first pair I had felt like lace-up ski boots. When I was a kid, that's what we had. And just rigid. Now they're a little better, they're more comfortable. Those were comfortable too.
Yeah.
But as far as side hilling and, walking along a mountain side hilling, they give you so much ankle support and they're just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that, but do you recommend hiking boots with what do you call it? Insulation?
For that time of year, it wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you talking like 200, 400 grams of insulation?
Probably 400, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And good socks.
Good socks. Yeah. Hey,
Well, but yeah, footwear is huge because that's, you got to have your feet to do it the way I do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that literally, again, back to what I had said earlier is, with everything that I learned in my schooling too, it's feet. You know, and that goes back to what Dad would always talk about that in the Vietnam War. It's, you know, it's always feet, warm, dry, and well fed, right?
So
Yep, you wouldn't believe how often me and my two friends, we'd be sitting in camp and getting ready in the morning, and we'd talk about soldiers and armies, you know, that their feet is the main thing. And as we're putting on our socks and sliding our hands up, getting all the wrinkles out, and putting on the next sock if you're putting two pairs, then putting your boot on and tightening each lace and getting it tight all the way up and making sure everything's right, because you got to have your feet.
yeah. Okay, so I know you mentioned like we're going to be in a wall tent. We'll be camping. So what does a typical elk hunting day, what will it look like for us? As you know, and we you know, the fact that we get an opportunity to go along with you on your hunt and you're taking us while you hunt and all that good stuff, that's awesome. So what's a typical day look like hunting with Scott?
Well, hopefully get up before light. It's nice to hike up in the dark, but I'm not terribly a stickler about that anymore. I used to be, but I like to see on the way up. There's times I've climbed up in the dark and I bumped elk, and then you can't shoot because it's, and I just as soon see what's going on. I'm more that way, instead of getting up to a spot and glassing. And there's guides that's what they do, and they're successful, and that's great. But I'm on the move, and I kind of just happen into them.
Yeah.
Or you see them from a distance, and then you plan your stock, when you're glassing. But I like to see as I'm going up. So we'll start out early, but we'll have our packs. Well, actually, we'll get up and have coffee. I don't move without coffee in the morning.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, that's awesome.
Oh my God,
and I don't do any of this instant stuff. If you got to boil water anyways, you might as well boil it with ground.
Yes. Okay, we like you already.
Yeah, got to have coffee, and then a breakfast. And our breakfast is different because you got to go out and open the back of the pickup truck with the topper to get to the food and do everything, because we're in grizzly bear country, so you can't have a speck of food in your tent.
Okay.
Everything has to be in the vehicle, and the kitchen is basically there, and then you close it all up when you go.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
it is a little different type of camping where we're at.
So can I ask this? I just didn't even from the root of where we're camping. Are we driving in, parking trucks, unpacking, or are we packing in?
No, that's the one good thing. We drive to where we camp.
Okay. Perfect.
So the trucks will be there, and then we walk from there.
Again, pretend that we know nothing, because we know nothing.
So
exactly.
So when you say, "Hey, we're gonna hike 4 or 6 miles," I mean, that's not Wisconsin 4 or 6 miles, is it?
No, this is terrain. This is terrain. Okay. And that's what I tell people. Practice hiking with your pack. That's the next thing we'll talk about packs. But
we have the next up is our elk gear checklist that Adam and I are going to be writing as you talk. So so keep going.
Anyways, get your pack, get your boots, get a pack, and practice. And what me and my buddies used to do when I lived in Minnesota yet. Once I was out here, I moved enough where I didn't need to train that much. But we would walk with 60 pounds, work up to have 60 pounds in your pack and walk 2 or 3 miles with it.
Okay.
Every day.
All right.
Before the hunt, And the problem is you can't train for the up and down. So if you got any hills, do them up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Sounds, we can do that.
That's just something. It's just so different. My wife, read through the list that you had of some of the possible questions, and she thinks you're crazy for going with me in the first place.
Wait, whoa.
Why?
What? Yeah, why?
Well, I don't know. I kind of got a reputation with some of my buddies about, making things harder than it has to be, I guess.
No, that's what we want though. There is an aspect of we're not I don't know. I know you said we'll get hooked on elk hunting. If that is the case, then awesome.
Wonderful.
I might be single the next time I come out, but we want to do it the right way. We're not looking to cut corners. We're not looking to
Oh, I know.
You know, and
we might have to have his wife on a podcast.
yes,
and
yes.
really
Well, she would be great to do that because I talked about footwear. She says, yeah, you can have shoes that feel like slippers that you work in. She had a pair of hiking boots that she worked in, sawing lumber, and had on all day, and they felt like slippers. She loved them. Well, she was at this same place where we're going, and I'd shot a cow early in the morning and made it back by about 2 with the first load. And then I said, well, if you came up with me, we could get the rest of it in one trip. And it would be coming down in the dark with the last of it, but we can do it in one trip. So she, we just hurried and didn't think much. And by the time we got back to the camp with the load of meat, she had silver dollar size blisters, or not blisters. The skin wore off both her heels.
Okay.
And was just in pain. So
Yeah.
the boots can feel good on level, but you've got to walk on hills.
Got to walk on
them. Enough.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, is there one thing, if you're honest with us tonight, is there one thing you're worried about us? Like, are you worried about, what's the one thing you're worried about with us?
Well, I don't know. Like jokingly, I told my wife, I said, well, being seen in public with 2 Packers fans.
Oh, damn.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. So if we are successful, we are going to have a picture, with a grip and grin.
Yes.
And we're going to have a Packer flag with Scott in
Yeah.
it. Oh my goodness. This is going to be awesome.
At least you're not I'm assuming you're not a Bears fan. That's a Vikings fan, right? Like,
well, yes, I grew up in northern Minnesota.
yeah. Well, I'm just, Bears fans are weird.
Oh, yeah. See, in Montana, they don't have a team, so they just kind of pick whatever. So there's all over the place out here. So.
Yeah.
Probably not many Viking fans there. No, it's just Minnesota.
All
Anyways.
right, Scott, save us from making expensive rookie mistakes. Okay, if 2 Wisconsin boys are heading out west to you, right, in Montana,
Yep.
What absolutely has to be in our truck or in our bags?
So start from the ground up. There's a lot of things in our mind that we want to buy and we want to avoid buying stuff that we don't need.
Yeah. So start, we've talked already about hiking
You gotta
boots.
stop burping here.
I know. I know.
What did you have for dinner?
I had, well, hold on. I had garlic.
I thought it was garlic.
It's garlic, but then it's also shrimp patties, hamburger patties, shrimp
goodness.
hamburger patties. I'm sorry. And
Scott, no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So anyways, we talked about boots. We talked about insulation, non-insulation, breaking them in. Do we need gaiters?
I don't use gaiters. But,
Okay.
if you want, you can.
Okay.
At that time of year, I'll probably just wear my wool pants, being from northern Minnesota. I think life is great when you can put on your long underwear and your wool pants.
Okay. All right. All right. Well,
Now, if it's windy, then the wool isn't so good. But like I say, I keep moving enough where it's really not.
Okay,
a problem.
but none.
You do got to think about wind. You need some kind of clothes that will break wind.
Break wind.
When it really howls.
So the big thing is just layers.
Layers,
there's multiple
layers.
multiple types of layers, and we want all things synthetic. Correct?
I love wool. All things natural, not cotton.
Not okay. Yes. So
certain synthetics. Yeah.
Because
the base layers are good. Yeah. I like wool.
Yeah.
Wool shirts, wool pants. But, and I know there's all these materials out there, but whatever you're comfortable in to be warm, but be in layers.
Yeah, Scott, wool is really expensive.
Okay.
But that's okay.
But
I've got stuff I wear from way back, and I buy them at. My wife goes to Goodwill, and if she sees a wool shirt, she buys.
Oh heck
Yeah.
yeah!
Wool
Yeah.
shirt,
That's awesome.
And so
that's kind of how it is.
So I like how you said it. Just pack for 80 degrees all the way down to -8. But then any rain gear?
It wouldn't hurt to have rain gear. I've got stuff that's. I do carry a poncho with me. to have in the pack just in case you need it. I don't know that I've not a poncho, but a rain suit. You know,
Yeah.
real,
Yep.
the little package ones that go real small.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have that, but I just walk in the rain if it's raining. And that time of year, it's probably going to be snow, so there's not too much to worry about.
Gotcha. All right.
That's why wool is the best in snow. Opinion.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
can get wet and still keep it, you know.
Okay, you earlier you mentioned the pack, you know, your
Yes.
packs and stuff like that. And now knowing that we're driving in, knowing that we have a truck opens up some possibilities, obviously.
Yes, it does.
Because I thought we were like packing in 5 miles with all of our,
Right. Backcountry.
Yeah, correct.
It's still pretty remote, but we get to the end of the trail, camp there, and then the rest is you have to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when we're looking at packs, let's start talking that. Like there's we have the day packs or the meat haulers. Like what should we be looking at when we're planning on what kind of packs we're bringing?
Well, and they're even myself and the buddy of mine that we hunt with, we have different thoughts on it. My day pack is a mystery ranch pack that it's an internal frame
Mm-hmm.
that I use as a day pack, but I can carry 80 pounds of meat in it. And actually, I packed out the whole pack. I weighed it when I got back. That's all the stuff in it and the meat. I shot a calf on a management hunt in February this year.
Okay.
And I got back and it was 110 pounds. My pack was. And that's my day pack that I use. It's a little bigger for a day pack, but it's small. It's not a frame pack, an external frame pack.
Okay.
And I just use that. And I load it up with, if I come back with 80 pounds of meat the first trip, boy, that's a good deal. And then I'll go back with just that same pack again. There's times I've, in the past, I've used the frame pack, which you can put a lot more in, but I'm getting to where 80 pounds is enough.
Yeah.
So your recommendation, knowing that we'll be going out as a group of 3,
exactly,
would be a day pack. And then let's say if I have a neighbor who elk hunts periodically and has a frame pack, maybe borrow it for the week, but maybe we won't use it. Not go buy one.
Well, I've got 2 frame packs we can bring along.
Okay, perfect.
I've got frame packs we can bring along, and I've got my day pack. But your day pack, if it's big enough to carry, a good amount of meat, that's kind of, don't make it small, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't want anything too bulky, but
you also don't want anything too big, and you don't want to like take a day pack out, shoot an elk, and then have to go back and get your frame pack. I mean, that's kind of, that's not efficient.
5-6 miles, that's you might as well take as much meat as you can.
Yep.
And that's why I said why I hunt the way I do.
Okay.
So a little quick side branch on that. So we shoot an average size, let's say, bull. There's 3 of us. How many trips is that going to take us?
Depends on how much you want to do, but average size bull, we could get it out in 1 trip
Okay.
if we're really weighted down. Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's going to suck really bad for 1 trip. It'll just kind of suck for 2 trips.
Yeah. My rule of thumb for like cows, a good sized cow, I always said you can get in 2 trips.
Okay.
But it doesn't all fit in my pack. I have to carry a bag. I did last year. I had to carry some meat in a bag in my hands, and my pack was full.
Okay.
But I made it in 2 trips. I packed out a cow.
All
I was
right.
with you Aaron, Nate Bendorf.
Yeah.
He hunted this same place with me a couple times,
Okay.
and he helped me pack a cow out that was a horrendous pack out, just horrendous, in the dark, uphill and terrible. But we did that in 1 trip. He did shoot a bull there, but he shot it pretty close to camp, and his dad was with, and then we got that down in 1 trip with 3 of us.
Okay.
So that's kind of a
So it'll likely be like 1 oofta trip in your language, or 2 like,
Exactly.
okay, that's not bad.
Well, either way, I want my money's worth. So if I have to go back
There
for
you
some
go.
more.
Oh yeah, and that's when you hang them in a tree. And the thing is, when I first started hunting there in 2010, there were no grizzly bears, lots of black bears.
Okay.
Now that's changed. The last time I hunted there, I guess it was 4 years ago. Now, this fall it'll be 4 years ago, and I saw grizzly 2 times, and one wolf bit me, and the other was 50 yards, and but that was archery hunting. So
Yeah. Do we need, I know we're carrying rifles, but bear spray?
absolutely.
Okay. Sounds good.
The
Bear spray. Put that down on the list. Bear spray.
My way of thinking on all this is bear spray and a firearm. I
Gotcha.
carry a handgun too.
I call the 357.
Ooh, well, I got my 9mm. I don't know if that will piss them
It'll
off.
piss them
Or,
off.
yeah,
It'll bounce off.
it'll bounce off.
I carry my 44 Magnum. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, you know what, Scott? That means I get to go out and buy another gun. Thank you. I'll just.
Oh, boy.
Really quick question: is there concealed carry laws in Montana that we need to be aware of?
We
if
both
we carry these.
We both have our Wisconsin concealed carry.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure. You check reciprocity. I think Montana probably does because they're pretty lenient.
Okay.
But it's open carry. So
okay. Yep.
Well, and the reason they have
open carry is legal in Montana.
One of the biggest reasons I got concealed carry in Wisconsin is because when I would upland bird hunt in northern Wisconsin and black bear and all that kind of stuff, I'd carry one, but if your sweatshirt falls over it or your jacket falls over it, then it's concealed.
Right.
But if they're lenient in Montana, we're okay.
All right, Scott. Optics. So binoculars, range finders, spotting scope. We both have some decent
Binoculars.
Yep. Vortex binoculars.
Okay, that's actually, I think. Well, no, that's what I bought my daughter-in-law was Vortex.
Okay,
Yeah.
and they're decent. We got range finders as well.
Okay.
Adam,
I use mine for golf.
He uses his for golf, but
I'm really good at 150 in. It's 9-iron and less, I'm good.
There you go.
what about like a spotting scope? Do we need to be worried about
I have
that?
one, but I don't pack it in with me up there.
Yeah.
Again, like I say, I do glass. We'll go to places and sit in glass, but
That'd be fun.
that's not my whole thing. I'm on the move. I like to be on the move.
Okay.
There's times that I keep the spotting scope in the vehicle to look at a distance, if I need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually don't pack it in with me, and don't worry about getting one. I'll have one with. And
Okay, so
if you got
and
good
that's
pair of binoculars, though. Binoculars are really, you kind of gotta have.
okay. And so my question is, I have binoculars, but would it be beneficial for us to have the little tripod with a mount to put your binoculars on?
I don't use them.
No.
One more gadget to carry and getting away.
More weight. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also know what you're looking for because you've done this a while.
Well, that's true. But I usually sit down on my knees, or sit down on my butt, have my knees up, put your elbows on your knees.
Okay.
You can steady it pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the videos I watch, like the meat eater and stuff, like they look like they're glassers. Like they
They are.
They sit and just watch. They'll sit there for hours.
Elk hunters are. Most elk hunters are. They go up in glass and sit for hours.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's we're
Yep. I just
we're
can't
in.
do that. So
Do you sit long enough for us to take like a nap at like 1:00 in the afternoon when the sun's beating down on the side of the mountain?
Aaron's a big napper.
Yeah. I
I
like
do
naps.
stop for a break to eat.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Oh
Aaron, you
boy.
have to stop burping.
I know.
It's really bad.
stinks. I know. I'm sorry. All right. Hey, sorry.
No, and I adjust how I do things to the guys that are with.
Yeah.
So I won't kill you.
We're flexible. Not
Yep.
really, but
so we obviously know like hunting gear. You talked about calls or lack thereof. You have what is it?
Yeah,
The heifer
if you-
call or whatever it's called?
No,
Or the
hoochie mama.
Hoochie mama. We obviously,
But you get a diaphragm call, a cow elk call
yeah,
could be helpful that time. Just that,
we're not going to do that because the last thing we want to do is come in and ruin a hunt because we don't know what the hell we're doing and
Well,
calling.
and see, that's been my experience over the years. And actually, since I started in 2004, the elk have gotten quiet,
Okay.
a lot quieter.
Yeah.
They're on to all these calls. I have an example. I was in Sweetgrass Hills one day archery hunting, and some guys walked in behind me, and and they stayed on the one ridge, and I went all the way down and up the other side to the other ridge, and they sat there and called and bugled, and they were bugling back and forth to this bull, and it just, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth constantly, and this bull was answering, and I heard that bull, and I walked up on him, and I could have shot that bull with my bow. I got that close, but I didn't have a bull tag. I only had a cow tag for in there. And I watched him. He was in his bed and he was bugling, and it's this half-hearted bugle, just answering. It's not where the big bull is standing up and screaming and his whole body's into it. This guy's just kind of answering, and he had no intention of going to that call.
Yeah.
I sat there for over half an hour watching him, and then another bull walked in too. So, I would rather move in on him or move around and close to him than
stock hunt. Like
stock, spot and stock, or
spot and stock.
Actually just stock and bump into them.
Yeah,
I've had so many encounters that way that's just what I like to do.
That's how Aaron whitetail hunts.
Yeah,
on public land.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I can't sit still. I keep moving.
Sure.
So
good for you.
We obviously will have headlamps, all that good stuff. Do we need trekking?
Yeah,
do we need trekking?
Headlamps.
Oh, headlamps. Do we need trekking poles?
I don't use them.
Okay. That sounds good.
It's I don't know. I got a rifle in my hand or on a sling, and maybe when I get old and have to stumble around more, I will. But
so let's talk electronics. Are you rechargeable stuff or batteries? I know it's kind of a weird question because it's like headlamps. No. Like we could go through 6 AAA batteries in 2 trips with an elk that we harvested, or like rechargeable.
Oh, you could. And here again, I got buddies that love their headlamps. I use them when I'm cutting up meat in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mostly, but if I'm traveling, I don't use them. Yeah. I'll have a handheld that I'll turn on when I need it.
Mm-hmm.
I just as soon let my eyes adjust and walk in the dark, but that's me.
Okay.
When I'm moving along, like on a trail or looking for landmarks ahead, because you can even see them in the dark. Once you turn your light on, you're blinded to everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great for, working on meat, and you got to be able to see and do stuff, and got to have your hands free.
So don't overthink it, is what you're saying.
Don't overthink it. No,
okay.
I have a couple of good handhelds that are rechargeable that actually will recharge my phone or whatever, it plugs in. Plus it's got a solar. I really like that light, but I do have 2 headlamps just so that I'll make sure I have one just in case you're cutting up in the dark.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems like this is like another SRE.
Oh yeah. Episode.
Yeah.
Sweet. Do we do we need to be worried about, I assume not, water purification, fire starters, all that good stuff? We probably don't need to worry about that.
Not really. The fire, I always have fire starters with me though.
Okay.
Just in case you got to start one out on the hill for an emergency.
Yeah.
And I do have a space blanket folded up in there just in case for an emergency.
Yep.
I have a small first aid kit I carry with. Matches or whatever fire starters, just to have something, because you never know.
Yeah. All right. So don't waste your money. Scott,
don't buy all the gadgets.
Yeah.
You know what you don't need?
What?
You don't need to go buy a butt out.
A what? Oh, a butt out?
Butt out.
Butt out.
You don't need one of those.
The butt outs. I was just going to ask you, what's the dumbest thing that flatlanders buy that they don't need when they're elk hunting?
This guy from Minnesota showed up at elk camp, and he was all concerned because he had to go back to the store to get his butt out. He had to have it, because.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Because we have those. We have those.
I've used one once, I think.
Yeah.
And it just pulled out. So
I mean, and here this might be crude to some or whatever, but everybody I talk to, their first time gutting deer, elk, antelope, whatever it is, I said, the more time you spend around the asshole, the easier you're going to have gutting this thing. Get it cleaned out, reamed around completely, make sure it's loose. Life's going to be so much better for you.
Yeah. There you go.
So, kind of at camp, when we're back at camp, maybe transition a little bit back to that. with meals in the evening, all that kind of stuff, cooking, fire, that kind of stuff. You're talking the white, is it the white gas stoves or what are we looking at there?
No, I have a 2-burner propane,
Okay.
cast iron propane that sits on my tailgate.
All right.
Perfect.
And that's what I cook on. And you can have, I bring cast iron fry pan that we'll fry in, you know. And
Well, this is like glamping.
Yes.
Compared to what I was expecting, that's
gonna
good
be
news
awesome.
tonight.
All right.
yeah, and
Go ahead.
bear-proof coolers, I've got one.
Okay.
What makes them
you don't need them
bear-proof?
unless you leave them out, really. You know, you put a lock on them, and it's you got to have them locked if they're out. But if you can put it in the top of in your topper and close the door, that's considered bear-proof.
Okay. Even if my
never
topper's
repair
like a soft top,
Oh no.
I need a hard top.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll work that out. I guess I don't know for sure. What do you mean soft? It's
Well,
canvas, or-
you either have like the metal topper. Oh,
Yeah.
I see what. No, I'm talking about like. So
tonneau cover.
I have a tonneau cover. Is that
Yeah, that's
considered
useless.
bear-proof?
No, that's useless.
Okay. All right. So now I got to go buy a topper.
No, you don't. I've got a pickup with a topper here, and you don't have to have a topper. See, that's where the bear-proof coolers, you can leave them out away in camp and have them locked, and then you're legal.
Okay.
But
And
they
we
do check. We've been checked there. I actually got written up, not a ticket, but a warning for not having the locks locked or something.
Oh,
It was
so you.
silly.
Oh, so that's like a okay. I
So-
was thinking it was like
Yeti
a
makes
suggestion.
a Yeti coolers are usually bear-proof.
you have a
I don't pay for the money, or I don't buy the name Yeti.
Mhm.
There's a lot cheaper ones that are just as good.
Okay. Okay.
I hope they're not in the
So lockable,
endorser.
lockable is the lockable is the big thing, right? And
Well, it says bear-proof
It'll
on
say
it.
bear-proof on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've got one of those, and then I've got a big cooler that you can fit any elk. Well, I guess not any elk. I've had some where I've had to use another,
Yeah.
cooler. But
All right, Scott, I know you're a deep thinker. We're going to do something called rapid fire. So
Uh-oh.
we're going to ask you a question. You can't think. You just got to blurt out the answer. And we're going to go through
boy.
this really fast, okay?
oh boy,
All right, here we go, Pastor Scott. Hardest part of elk hunting.
patience,
Okay.
Most important gear,
boots,
boots. I knew that one.
Biggest rookie mistake.
not shooting your gun before you get there.
Oof. Okay.
Best camp meal you've ever had.
Ooh, elk backstrap, gross breast, and cutthroat trout.
Oh my goodness. Are
Oh,
you
wow.
serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
You go, and it was at this place because the river gave away the river.
Oh,
We'll
cut it out.
We'll cut it out.
We
I'll
promise you.
bleep that out.
5 cutthroat. So I shot an elk Sunday. Yeah, we got there hunted Saturday. I shot one Sunday archery hunting. So then I had my tag filled. So then I went fishing and caught trout, and actually had shot a couple of grouse. There's rough grouse in the mountain, plus there's blue grouse, the big ones there. And archery hunting, I shot a grouse with the bow. So we had grouse breast, we had elk backstrap, and we had cutthroats.
Oh my gosh.
It was a fabulous meal.
Hey, I have a question. Do you eat the, what do they say, the elk behind the eyeball? Is it behind? Is it behind the eyeball?
No.
What is that piece
I
of?
think that's antelope.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I
It
don't
tastes
know.
like bread.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
that's like a YouTube meat eater thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Is that one of the glands?
I don't know if it's a gland.
There's a certain gland that they called sweetbread,
Maybe it is.
but I don't do that. No.
All right.
Sometimes we'll eat the heart. You know, you take that, slice it up, and have that for.
We're all for that.
camp meal.
Yep.
You know. That's,
Best post hunt drink.
liquid IV.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Love it.
And finally, Adam.
One thing that we should do before October.
Walk.
I love it.
That's awesome.
That pause was
Walk,
dramatic.
walk.
Yeah, it was a very dramatic pause there, Scott. All right, here we go. Picture this. Ready? It's October. It's dark. It's cold. two Wisconsin boys are standing on the side of a ridge in Montana. What's the moment that you hope we experience?
Oh, hearing an elk bugle close. It's just the hair on the back of your neck goes up first time you hear that. It is so amazing.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. All right, guys.
Dude, I'm
absolutely
excited.
amazing.
I am
like
super-
that. Just you saying that right there was kind of like, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
And Scott, I'm sure we're gonna talk more, but this is just part one. Between now and elk camp, everybody out there listening, you're gonna hear some gear reviews, some training. I just can't wait till I go into Shields and ask for something, and they have no clue what I'm talking about because I screwed up the name or like have like
Hoochie Mama.
Yeah. Do you have a Big Bessie? What's a Big Bessie?
I'm gonna go to
Hoochie Mama?
Ace
Big
Hardware
Bessie?
on Burst Street and say, "Hey, got a hoochie mama in here?"
But I think the Big Bessie might be the cow elk decoy.
That's awesome. Oh, man. Well, hey, Scott, thanks so much for helping a bunch of flatlanders from Wisconsin maybe not die in the mountains hunting elk.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
I hope it is because Scott, I mean, this is and maybe we do. Maybe we get hooked to it and maybe we're back out there and in a handful of years or something like that. But my intention is that I'm coming out there with that this is a once in a lifetime thing.
Yep.
So we really appreciate you helping us out and teaching us along the way and
taking us hunting. Allowing us to go hunt with you. That's awesome. Well, hey, Scott, have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
yeah, thank you so much,
you
Scott.
guys too.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Excited! We need to take a before and after picture. Like before, like right now, today.
Is this like the Slim Fast picture where we take our shirts off and stand sideways by the wall?
Yeah. God.
Because I guarantee you I'm going to look the same.
Are we going to work out at the weight room that you work at?
No, we're going to like Anytime Fitness or something like that.
Was it Planet? Let's go to Planet.
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Oh, shit. If you haven't already subscribe because this is going to be a 6 month journey in which we're going to be having some fun, some laughs, some mess ups. We're going to be doing a bunch of gear review as well as we prepare for the elk camp in October.
Like, what's next? Like, what do you think is the next? It must be boots. You have your Crispies.
I have my Crispies, but my thing is my Crispies are not insulated. So that kind of worries me. But I have my Crispies, which I'll do a review on. And then I might look at some insulated boots to get, but then again, it's like 400 grams of insulation isn't like.
You can make that up with socks.
Yeah. That's the other thing. So, but then we are probably going to bring on people who know how to shoot guns and shoot distance. And we'll probably do that. Most definitely probably go out to some long range, maybe 400 or 500 yards out just to see how bad we are. Cause we have no idea what we're doing.
And for all those listening, we do not intend to shoot that far. And
No.
by all means, everything that Scott said, it seems like it's going to be a much more
Stock and hunt.
Yep.
And then we're going to work out. So make sure you've subscribed, and to all those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. It means so much to my brother and I. Come along for the journey. Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
This is gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Good talk.
See you out there.
Right here.